Hello, everybody, welcome. Where's the psych investigator? Hello, everybody, welcome. It was a psych investigator. So, this is the protection because I have some interesting insights to share right away. So, I'd like to ask for protection, a beautiful ray of light coming on top of my head as I breathe in. I feel my lungs as I breathe out. I create a circle. I create a circle. I step into it. I step into it. I feel protected. I feel connected. I'd like to ask that information come only from the highest sources, that it create the good and only the good, and so it is. So, there's several topics I want to discuss today on different videos. The first one is this vision I had. I think it was yes, yesterday. I did not make a video yesterday, by the way. But I was talking to somebody about December, like like early December, and I asked because and this person asked me, so is Trump going to be gone by then? Like the date was December 4th. And the answer I got was no. So this was a question, right? But I told her the easiest way to ask this question, or the more feasible way for me to ask this question, is to look at a, to reframe the question into what what will the Trump administration be like on December 4th? Because as you know, of course, I want him to leave, but I've noticed that whenever I like when you want an outcome, by you, of course, we want him to be gone by then, and you ask the question with the outcome in mind for something that you have so much like intensity like towards, right? I feel like it contaminates or something. It doesn't feel like because you put, you know what I mean? You put your own uh desires into it. So I asked the question, and what I got really surprised me because I saw this image of the White House as if there had been a fire and it was burned, had when something like you see images of a like a fire burns a house or something, and after the firefighters stop the fire, there's still like the blackened parts of the house with a little bit of smoke, because that's what I saw, like this rubble, burned out rubble kind of. And it was like, wow. And I saw it, then I started asking, so is it, does it mean that where's Trump? He wasn't there. What caused it? And I don't know. So I didn't think that it was necessarily like a real fire. Um, then then like it so I'd seen these airplanes flying over. It wasn't, honestly, it wasn't clear. Like I find it hard to believe that there will be a fire in the White House like that, to be honest. And then later in that day, I talked to Karina later in the evening, and she said, you know what? I had this vision also of the White House burned down. And I was like, wow, wow. And and it was crazy because she said the same thing. Like it's like if it's clear that he may have to leave because the truth has come out, right? On many levels, then anything is possible with that man, right? So that was that. And it reminds me also the vision I had. This was way before January 6th happened. I think it was 2018 or something like that. I saw this all these helicopters coming from the White House, like kind of like a as if Trump is removed. But I wonder, could it be now, right? And also, I think I'm gonna go and I'll be going on a trip, right? As I talked about it, and so I also asked, "Am I going to be safe?" I'm not. I don't feel that I'm not worried at all about the trip anymore, like I was before, but but still, the issue of airports and all that, and so. I feel like I'm not worried about us now, right? In that way. But, it is the situation that we're dealing with right now. And So I pulled cards because I wanted to know what was this like, just wanted to more information. Okay, so let me see. I've already asked for protection. Let me ask today. So what is this? Tell me about all the things. Okay. And now it shows me, it goes, it's weird, as if it was like a TV show, like TV news, like with the helicopters flying over and making images. And there's like the burnt out, like the White House, and then it shows me these like uh what is it? Is like is rope, like this thin rope that led to the White House, and the three or four long pieces of rope, meaning that one is like the Epstein information, the other is the Russia connection, and the things that he wants to do to destroy the country, and that doesn't make sense. So it's like everything collides into this burning thing, and so then I asked also, because in a way, if I use my logic mind, right, then I'm like, wait, is it really all of that going to happen in 4 weeks or so? And then I got like it showed me this image of this executive that departed his company recently. It doesn't matter what company it is, but that nobody was expecting. Like you never know, because when things happen, it's the sign of the end, right? But the end has been bubbling for a long time. So, so that's the information. Okay, social media, what is going on? December 4th, the White House. That's right, the fire. No, they're gone. And I see Stephen Miller. I don't know where we're gonna go. I don't know where we're gonna go. And yeah, so anything else? I do feel John McCain, and he's showing me that it is scary, but the burn down process is necessary because the level of deceit and treason and all of those things combined, it will shock everybody. And it's saying he has technically burned down the White House symbolically. Now the White House is in your vision is burned down literally because this is how much he has burnt the office, right? The idea of the president, because it does not work for us. He works for others and such. And so that's that. That's this parts of the conversation. Now let me um, then go to show you the images that I got here, the cards. So I am sorry to tell you that um, okay, that this is not, it's a little bit off, what you call it, out of focus. Sorry. So I picked this card. So I found, actually, this is a new set of cards that I got recently, just the other day, and they're interesting. They're a bit like Italian, even though these are Hungarian, but it's a very similar to the Italian type of cards, so-called gypsy cards, or what was it? I forgot the name. I used to talk about it a lot, but I used to use it more on my videos, but I'll tell you later. Okay. So anyway, so this is the card of disgrazia, disgrace, right? Misfortune. And this is, look, it's a burning building with people inside. And so I picked this just to symbolize my vision, and I wanted to find out more about it. So what is the story about this? What is this vision that I'm having, that I had? What causes it? So then here we have, so it's 4 rows and 3 columns, but it's easier to just show the rows. The first one is thief. It's really clear, money and lies. So that's true, right? He's definitely stealing money and he is lying. Then we have the man recognized, or something comes out, right, about what's happening. This is also a card of theft. So these 2 cards here, this one and this one, are technically the same, right? So So that's that. And then let's go, um, okay, below, then we have talking, chatter, blocked, or talking about the block, talking about the delay, and related to the problem related to a spy. Even the snake card, I mean, could mean somebody in your environment. So in that way, it could be a spy or somebody working against something. Sometimes it doesn't mean a woman, but I think in this context, it's just about the whole treachery spy situation. Then we have at the bottom, we have working together. The relationships are crumbling, right? There's an issue with the relationships that were there before. And the Two of Pentacles upside down means chaos. So, okay, so the overall picture here is one where we have, let's see, we have theft, right? Let's see. We have theft, financial theft, lies about it here below, also more theft, spy and chaos, recognition of money blockages and alliances are falling apart. Like here, this other thing here is the theft by the men. People are talking about it and working together. So in a way, that explained to me why, right? Like the how do you say it? Like what is going on, right? What is that makes sense that all of these things together would lead to that moment. Then I asked here to I pulled more cards just as like to understand better. And of course, I moved this card here. Again, this is the misfortune started with this one. This is a significator card, right? Then we have here below, we have a card of the law or judgment. Temperance upside down means crazy, like balance, because upright is balance. Upside down, that could mean a problem with balance, therefore imbalance. And then we have below it guilt. So, right? So actions, like he's crazy and he's doing things to hide the stuff is coming out, right? Okay, so now here we have woman, right? Um, let's see, woman, hope. So it's interesting, right? Because after the misfortune comes the woman that brings hope. Then we have here the below. Oh no, hold on, what's this? We have get it right. That's the judgment, private, something happening privately, and the false episode. So there has been a judgment made about the false person privately. And then, so does it make sense? So that would suggest go back to the idea that there is something, military, whatever that is, other forces making some kind of judgment because these things wouldn't, if it does happen, I think it would not be like on its own. Okay, and then below we have an imbalance, the sun, success, and I love this card for this situation because the devil upside down means the orange devil upside down meaning he's exposed, he's flipped over, right? His game is exposed. Then here, guilt related to something foreign, or guilt leads to departure and disagreement. Okay. Or guilt related to foreign country created a disagreement. So I'll go back. Okay. So you see again, as a column here, the second column, the woman in private comes out. Again, the ship could be either arrival or departure. She could arrive. I don't think somehow that it's the issue. Like in this particular, I think this has to do with Kamala, to be honest. It could be because she won, right? I don't think it's the particular thing. Uh, I don't know why. I feel like you could actually know you could construe that to be because you have the courts next to it. But I think it's that there's a woman because this is a clarifying or what comes next, right? Um, that's how I thought of it. So It's this woman. Now here we have hope on top. False person is exposed. And we fought back, right? So that's how I see this. Okay. So, all right. That was interesting. No, really, that was really interesting, guys. It's an interesting time that we're living, to say the least. So, all right. So thanks for watching. Just wanted to share that with you because I didn't make a video yesterday. And I'll be right back to continue the other topics.